Hello, welcome to Around the House with Kay and Tom, and today we're going to cook up some of these baby back ribs here, and we're going to do it in an Instant Pot from start to finish. And so it's going to be a little different today than I've ever done it before, and I'm sort of experimenting, so if it doesn't work, you'll probably never see this video. So anyway, let me get started and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, to start with, I'm using the Instant Pot Duo Crisp Plus Air Fryer here, and I've had it for a little while and it does a pretty good job, and I like it really well. So first thing we'll do, now I've got the ordered me a non-stick inner liner for it, but I just can't deal with stainless steel a whole lot. So anyway, a lot of people love it. So to start with, I'm going to put a if I got strength enough to open the bottle here, I'll put a cup of apple juice down in this Instant Pot. Now I've got this Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce here. I like that, and besides that, it was on sale last time we got barbecue sauce, so I'll put 2 tablespoons of that down in there. And we'll stir it up a little bit. Let me give me a spoon. Okay, now I've got my handy dandy wooden spoon here, and I'm just going to stir this up a little bit just so it won't be in one little glob down there. And just stir it up a little bit. You don't have to do much to it because it's going to mix itself up in a minute or two anyway. Okay, now I'm going to take this crisper basket here that comes with the Instant Pot down in here, and then I'm going to put these ribs right down in here, just like that. And now this is where things going to get a little different. Now we'll put the pressure lid on. You line your arrows up, one's right here and one's right there, and you line those arrows up and you turn it clockwise till it locks. Okay, now I'm going to hit pressure on this thing, pressure cook, and I'm going, it's on high, and we'll leave it on high. Now over here at the time, I'm going to run it down all the way to 1 minute. And I know you're saying that's not going to be near long enough to cook those ribs, and you're absolutely right, it's not. But I've got a plan, so you have to stay tuned to see. So, while you got a chance, if you can, join our channel and give us a thumbs up, we sure appreciate it. And I don't know how to tell you people how much we appreciate you watching our videos. It means a lot to us. So I'll be back in a minute. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it before, but this new pressure lid for the Instant Pot, you have this back here, you don't mess with that anymore. And when you put the top on and turn it clockwise until it stops, this little button here pops up automatically, and so you don't have to worry about setting it to ceiling anymore. Just make sure that pops up, and I don't think it would go all the way around without popping it up. So anyway, so I've been doing this for about 5 or 6 minutes now, and that little button's about to pop up at any second, and it'll start counting down. Okay, now the little chrome valve back here popped up in the back, or button, or whatever you want to call it. And so it took about 8 minutes for that to come up, and now it still hasn't started counting down yet, but it'll start momentarily here. Okay, now it didn't take but about another 30 seconds after the button popped up for it to start counting down to the minute. Okay, now it's come to the end of that minute cook time. Now I'm going to go ahead and release this fat. Let me show you to you people, to you folks that don't have a new one. I'll show you how this new top works. When you get ready to release the pressure, you don't have to mess with this thing back here anymore. You just hit this button on top, push it down, and see, it just comes out automatically. That way you don't have to worry about putting your hand back there where the steam's at. Now what I was saying, sometimes that overwhelms my microphone on my camera and I don't realize it until it's too late. But I was saying, once you do that, once you just hit that little button, you don't have to worry about the steam hitting your hand anymore. And so that way you just, you know, there's no problem to just push it down, let it go. All right, now the pressure is already released off that thing, so now we'll open this lid. Turn it counterclockwise. Always with any pressure cooker or any pot you have on the stove that's got steam built up, lift it straight up, turn it away from your face. And I don't know if you can see all this water in here or not, but carry it over to the sink, turn it upside down, or right side up again, and drain it that way. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these out of here. Okay, now just like anything that's been pressure cooked, you know, it ain't pretty when you first look at it. So now I want to, I'm going to put some spices on. I'm going to start out with salt and pepper. Okay, now I have the pepper on. I'm going to put the salt on. Now the reason I cooked it for that 1 minute, I wasn't actually even thinking I was cooking it. All I was doing is getting it thawed up enough where I could put these spices on here. Because if you just try to put them on frozen meat, they're just sit there, they're just going to fall off. So I did it like this. Now that way you can really take your food right out of the freezer, you know, and fix it right up. Now this way, good old BYRON'S butt rub there, and you rub it in a little bit like that. Now I don't bother doing the bottom because there's not much there but bones anyway. And by the way, before I froze this, when I put it up, I took the membrane off of it and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. Now that we've got that done, we'll go right back over here and put it right back down in this Instant Pot. Okay, now I've got it standing straight up in there. Let me move over here so you can see it better. Okay, now you can see by the way I've got those in there, this just happened to be the right size length of ribs I've got to go in there, and that's got 5 bones across it. Now you can put 2 in here without any problem. And so now I'm going to go back over here and find my pressure lid again. Don't forget to line your arrows up in front. Push straight down on it and turn it clockwise until it locks. Okay, now I guess you'll have to reset this thing. So you just push the off button like that, and then you can come back up here and hit pressure cook. And it's on high, and you want to run it up to 15 minutes. Okay, and then you go hit your start button. Okay, and there it goes. Now it's going to start building up that pressure again. Now I didn't change anything down the inside of that pot. You know, I didn't take anything out of it or didn't add anything to it. Same thing that was in there before. And so now it's going to start, as soon as it builds up enough pressure, it's going to start counting down again. And we're going to go to the 15 minutes this time. Then we're going to have a whole different story. I hope. Okay, now the silver button has popped up in the back already. I guess it's because it was still hot from the previous cook there. And it only took about 2 or 3 minutes for that. Now I don't know how long it's going to take for it to start counting down. We'll see in a second. Shouldn't take long though. Okay, there it goes. It didn't take but about, I don't know, another 30, 45 seconds. And it started counting down. Now it's counting down from the 15 now. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, now we just come to the end of that 15-minute cook. And I'm also let it sit here in natural release for 10 minutes. And so after it does that for 10 minutes, and I'll come back and I'll take the rest of the pressure off of it, and we'll open the top and go from there. Okay, now it's about finished with this 10-minute natural release here. It's got Instant Pot has this clock on it there that counts up for you, so you know exactly how long you've been letting the thing natural release. And I got a second while I wait for that 10 minutes to come up. If you see anything you like on my videos, most of the time you can find them in the links down below at Amazon, or check out my Amazon store and it's got more in it. There you go. Now it's 10 minutes is up, and we'll come back in here, hit this button like I showed you a while ago. Just push down the button. Now I still had quite a bit of steam left in it, but it's about gone now. It didn't take it but a second or two. I've not stopped it, and the pin just dropped. So, like I said a while ago, make sure you lift it up straight up, turn it away from your face. Turn it upside down, make sure you don't get water all over the floor. And now we're not through. We're not finished with it, so don't go away. We're going to get it out. Yeah. I get it where you can see it. See, these bones are starting to pull away like that. That's going to be good. Now, next time I'm going to cut it right half in two here, and I'll explain to you in a second why. Or as close to the middle as I can get it, and between a couple of these bones here. Just like that. Boy, that's looking pretty good right there. Now, okay, now I got my Sweet Baby Ray's back out. I'll put some on each one of them here. Okay. My handy dandy little silicone brush here. If you've never had one of these, you ought to get you one and try it sometime. These are the easiest brushes is to clean up of anything I've ever seen. These little silicone brushes. I reckon that's what they are, silicone. But now they do real good, and like I say, it's so easy to clean them up. Just about when you start to spray water on them, or pump water on them, whatever you've been doing with them just about jumps off, so I don't want nothing to do with it. Right, now while that's sitting there for a minute or two, we'll come back over here to this Instant Pot. And so I'm going to take this out, I'm going to take this crisper basket out, and I'm going to take the pot out and dump all the water out of it, because I want it pretty dry down in there, as dry as I can get it. Okay, now I've got that pot emptied and wiped out pretty good. Now all I've done to this is wipe it out with a paper towel. Now I don't know about you people with stainless steel pots, how you clean those out, but anyway, now I'll put my crisper basket back down in here. And we'll put these two pieces of ribs back down in here. Try to stand them up just like that. Well, as long as it's laying down, as long as it's face up is all I care. Okay, now if you folks are not familiar with the Instant Pot Duo Crisp Plus Air Fryer, this is the top that comes with it here. And and you can see the inside of it here. Got that burner in there. And so you just set it down on top of your Instant Pot. And now these two prongs right here, you got one on each side, one there and one over here, and they have to go down these little slots, and you got a little electrical thing back there that connects And when it's hot, when you take it off, you have, I guess this is carbon fiber, a little plate back here that you just set it on so you can look in there and see what you need to do. Now, with all that said, then we're going to go to air fry, and we're going to leave it at 20 minutes, and we're going to leave it at 400 degrees. Okay, and then we're going to hit the start button. Now the start button is real faint green right here. Most people, I guess all young people can read it, but you know, it just blurs together. It's hard to read. So anyway, we'll get started in a minute. Now, it actually preheats itself and starts warming up. So until it gets warmed up, it's just going to say on, and then it'll start counting down. Okay, there it went. Now it took about a minute and a half before it started counting down to 20 minutes. Now, I'm not going to leave it in there just for 20 minutes without looking at it. That's the nice thing about this top here. You can take a look at what you're cooking in there, just lift it off and it stops running, you know, and you can take a look and then put it back on. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, now it's been going for 10 minutes. Let's take a look in here and see what they look like. Oh, they look pretty good. They look pretty good for sure. So I'll let them go for just a few more minutes though. Okay, you see it tells you the lid's off like you didn't know, so put it back on there. Now I took the temperature of them and they're getting real close. They're right at 140 degrees now. And according to Google, and you know Google's never wrong, it says cook them to 145 degrees. So that'll be but a couple more minutes. I'm going to check that temperature, see if it's not ready about to come out, because I'm getting hungry and that sure does smell good. They will starve you to death just smelling of them. So we'll be back in a second. Okay, now it's down to 7 minutes. I'm going to take my little thermometer here and check them, see what the temperature on them is. Well, I hear them sizzling. See if I can get you back over here so you can see them again. They look good, don't they? Oh yeah, they're over 140 degrees, 145 degrees. I'm not cooking them any longer. So stand by and we'll get them out of this pot. Now remember, these are not what you call fall off the bone ribs. See the way it's pulling away, that's just about right. But now if you want fall off the bone ribs, you just, on that pressure cook a while ago, I just pressure cook them for about, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes longer than I pressure cooked them, and they'd be falling off the bone. Now let's see if we can cut into one of these, just see what it's going to look like here. Let me get a hold of this other end here, like this. These are about like I used to cook on the grill all the time, before I got a smoker and a, oh, look at that. Well, that's perfect. That's a perfect rib right there, nice and juicy. I'm going to let them cool off a little bit and then we'll go see how they taste. Okay, now I'll let them cool off for about 5 minutes. I'm going to pick this piece out. I still see the smoke coming off of it. I don't know about biting into it yet. I'm going to try it. I'm going to tell you, that's a whole lot more tender than I even ever thought it was going to be. And it's really a whole lot more tender than it looks. But this is just about like you used to cook them on the grill, you know, before everybody started pressure cooking them or smoking them or stuff like that. So, and they're not fall off the bone. If you want them to fall off the bone, you just have to pressure cook them longer. I gotta have another bite. So now if you take them from frozen and you put them in there, just do that 1 minute pressure cook on them, and that way it just opens them up enough to where you can put your rubs and spices on them, and then put them back in there and do your 15-minute cook on them, and then bring them out and put your sauce on and put them back in there and air fry them until they get ready. Now this is plenty enough meat here for 2 people. Well, 2 normal people. I don't know about me and Kay, but it's plenty enough for 2 normal people. And so, I hope you enjoyed this little video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And I hope you come back and see us real soon. Give us a thumbs up and join our channel if you can. And so till next time, y'all have a real good and safe day, and we'll see you later now. Goodbye.